Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at what the developers had to say about the future of CDProjektRed. Not only that, but the developers are taking a look into mobile games? Yeah, absolutely. Not only are we going to discuss that information, but we're also going to be talking about a bit more here in today's video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this. Let's go ahead and start off by talking about the interview that was done by Parkite.com or Parkite.com. Not too sure how to pronounce that, but it's Parkiet.com. They recently interviewed a CEO of CDProjektRed, which is Adam Kinsinski. There was quite a few questions asked, but I do want to separate some that I felt were not too important, but let's go ahead and take a look at this first one. The interviewer asked about some big games, about the release, what's going on, and what will happen in 2024. The developer had this to say in response: "We are working intensively among others on Polaris, which is another large by them." Then the interviewer asked how many people are involved in this project. The developer responds, "More than 330, and by the middle of next year there will be about 400 of them, which is already a full composition. The work is full steam. We will also start work on Orion, another big Cyberpunk game." Well, this right here is quite interesting because honestly, I was expecting them to be already working on Project Orion, aka Cyberpunk 2, but I guess this will then begin next year, which I'm okay with. This way they can really focus in, tune in, and kind of figure out what they're going to do and kind of bring us some really exciting storylines and quest altogether. Continuing on, the interviewer asked, "What stage is it at now?" The developer responds with, "The conceptual stage started a while ago. We know that Orion will be. The band is just being built, and its core will be people developing in the North American studio in Boston. On their basis, we will build a larger structure, including our team from Vancouver. This, of course, will come in contact with developers from Poland. In addition, we will continue to work on Cyrus as part of the cooperation with American studio The Molasses Flood. We will also develop a remake of the first part of The Witcher with Fool's Theory. So in 2024, we will develop 4 big games, of course at different stages and with different intensity. But that doesn't mean that next year the CG project will be quiet. As part of the concept that we have called the flywheel of the franchise, we are planning a lot of activity. For now, however, we cannot reveal any details. I'm excited more than ever for CDProjektRed, for their future, for their games, for the developers themselves. Super excited." Moving on, the interviewer asked about the reduced employment and is it possible to increase the numbers in 2024. The developer said this in response: "Yes, but it's marginal. Rather, I would say that employment will remain stable because some people will move between projects, including from Cyberpunk to Polaris. In 2025, however, I would expect a further increase in employment." This right here is some exciting news as well, because if you are a developer, this gives you a chance to potentially apply for a CDProjektRed position. This also means that CDProjektRed is going to grow massively over the next few years, which is also some really exciting news. I know I'm saying exciting quite a lot, but really, this is some exciting news. Anyways, the interviewer asked another good question, which was about the Takeover account. The developer responded with, "We are not planning to take over now. Of course, we are open to ideas that could accelerate the implementation of our strategy, but we're not interested in purchases that could or that would only be designed to include acquired companies in our group and consolidate their financial results. We do not see value in this." The interviewer then talked about the speculation that the company would become a target of acquisition, but this is what the developer had to say: "It's just a rumor. We have always had an unequivocal position, also supported by regulations placed in statutes. They are aimed at preventing the enemy of the Takeover. We are not interested in including us in a larger subject. We've worked our whole lives for the position we have now, and we believe that in a few years we will be even bigger and even stronger. We have ambitious plans, and what we do is spins us. We value independence." So this right here, I'm interested in what you guys think about the fact that CDProjektRed is going to remain an independent company, which is amazing. This is great because this gives them more choices and more things that they want to do instead of some larger corporation telling them what to do. Continuing on, the interviewer asked about certain things like comics, animes, and movies. Is this something that they would like to do? Would they like to create more things? This is what the developer had to say. Absolutely, games are the kernel of our business, generating the best return on investment. However, ultimately, we want each of our IPs to be used in other fields of operation, together with partners. This brings synergy effects, and so for example, the anime Cyberpunk Edgerunners, although it is fairly niche species, has been great success. He liked the fans and supported the sale of Cyberpunk. We want to grow further in that direction. We recently announced that we started preparations for the acting production. This is an early phase, but we already have a partner to help us implement this project. At the same time, we are still talking about the Cyberpunk franchise because in the case of The Witcher, we do not have the rights of film. This right here, I'm interested in what you guys think, because would you like to see a full-on action movie based on Cyberpunk? Because I definitely would. A non-anime version would be pretty solid. Not to say that I would not like Edgerunners Season 2, but let's be fair here, guys. A full-on movie would be pretty cool too. Moving onwards, the interviewer asked, what about mobile games? The developer had this to respond. Talks with potential partners are ongoing. I hope that one day we will be able to share concretely with the world in this area. So first off, I do want to say I'm not a huge fan of mobile games, but if it's coming from CDProjektRed, I would assume they're going to probably potentially make it really awesome. I mean, it is a mobile game, so they're probably going to throw in some microtransactions somewhere, right? Anyways, the interviewer asked the next question, which had to do with Hadar, the next project that CDProjektRed is working at, and the interviewer wanted to know what stage this is currently at. The developer had this to say. Here's the situation is different than in the case of The Witcher and Cyberpunk, because now we are creating the whole world from scratch. Currently, we are in conceptual phase. The world is being designed, describing it, and illustrating it with graphics. This is not the stage of creating the game. The interviewer then wanted to know if they will eventually reveal some information about this, and this is what the developer had to say. I can't do it, however, I assure you that it will be an interesting pop culture concept matching both The Witcher and Cyberpunk. The interviewer then responded with, well, what is it matching with pretty much? And the developer had this to say. I mean, a business well located between these two projects, allowing you to create a big, good RPG game in the open world, and at the same time not competing with them. This project Hadar sounds pretty interesting. I mean, if it's a mix between The Witcher and Cyberpunk, where can you go wrong? And honestly, I don't think you can. I mean, if you're mixing both of these together, you're going to probably develop a really interesting game. And now, last but not least, we are going to go over the last question, which had to do with the company in Poland, because it is one of the largest studios in Poland right now. And they also talk about how's the stock exchange and a bunch of things, right? Well, the developer had this to say. Of course, we are a company from Poland and we feel strongly connected with our country. While our business is global, this will shown by the fact that revenues from the domestic market account from only 3% of our group's entire turnover. Looking at global terms, we are just getting there. To the biggest players in the world, we still have a lot of distance. The best is yet to come. So it appears that CDProjektRed has a lot on their hands, and man, it's exciting for them, and not only for them, but for us as players to see exactly what they're going to bring to the table. But now if you would like to play devil's advocate, you could say, hey, maybe this is just too much for them. And to be fair, it kind of seems like it, right? Because they're working on 4 different projects. And certainly not at the same exact time, because as the developer mentioned, they are working on Project Hadar from scratch, so pretty much it's not even in beta or alpha or anything like that. It's just kind of being brought up and they're talking about it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. Let me know exactly what you guys think down below. Now, before I do end the video, I do want to bring something up that I saw on Reddit, which was quite interesting. Perhaps this could be some sort of secret to the FF06B5, but let me know what you guys think. What you can see on the screen is by a Reddit user named DanMetal1989. He found this within Death Stranding. What it says at the top, found this in Death Stranding, ha ha ha, kinda looks like the biochip swiped by V and Jackie from Arasaka. And as you can tell, there is a V chip right there and it says V engraved chip. a chip containing some kind of data. It's been engraved with V symbol. So yeah, maybe it's just an Easter egg. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it down below and whether or not we will see a final version of the FF06B5 Easter egg. And when I mean final, I mean the final ending to it. So with that being said, thank you guys for the support. And if you have any questions, comment down below. Thank you guys for the support and see you all in the next video.